if you don't arrive early, you're late. That's the way it works. Professors will close their door at exactly on time, and they might not let you in. It depends on the classroom. I've even seen people playing cricket in there. Yeah. We do have a cricket team, by the way, which was recently established.
So what are some of the unique programs offered by the St. Lawrence College? So welcome to Kanan Visa Insight. I am your today's host Rudit Thakkar, and it's an immense pleasure and proud privilege for me to sit in the screen with an eminent personality like Alex. So Alex, I would like to request you, would you like to introduce yourself and share a little bit about yourself, please?
My name is Alex Zimmerman. I'm the Regional Manager for International Student Recruitment at St. Lawrence College. I've been with the college for over 5 years. I have about 10 years of experience in international education, and I myself have lived and traveled abroad quite extensively.
So, Alex, first of all, how's your experience in India? I'm sure that this is not the first time that you have visited India, but still, how's your experience in India and how's your experience with Kanan.co?
Well, this is my 5th time in India. Thankfully, I'm very fortunate to have come here a number of times. My experience is normally hot. It's quite hot, but I enjoy the heat. I get to wear my short sleeve shirts, be a little bit more casual than you, but it's been fantastic. And I'm always happy to come back and visit with our partners like Kanan.
Okay. Yeah. So can you provide a brief overview about the St. Lawrence College?
Of course, yeah. So we've been around since 1967. We are a public institution, a designated learning institute in Canada, one of the 24 public colleges in Ontario. We have 3 campuses. We offer a variety of programs in various disciplines, including business, engineering, health sciences, and many, many more. We have smaller communities that are ready to welcome international students. So your campus is going to be a little bit smaller than what some big schools might offer, which means you'll be in a smaller class size and you'll be more than just another number with us.
Yeah, because whenever we are talking about the Canadian education system, then the student-teacher ratio plays a very important role. So what would be the student-teacher ratio in St. Lawrence College?
Well, it does depend on the program that you enroll in. Some programs will have larger class sizes, of course, but you're looking at anywhere between about 15 to 40 students in a classroom.
Wow. Fantastic. So what are some of the unique programs offered by the St. Lawrence College?
Right. So we have a variety of them, as I said, at the undergraduate level. So we have some 2-year diploma programs, such as Health Information Management, which is a very unique program. There's also Music and Digital Media, which is the only program of its kind. We have a 3-year program in Biotechnology Advanced, various computer and programming analysis programs, as well as business, such as advertising and marketing communications.
Great. And what are the application process if anyone want to apply in St. Lawrence College?
So it's fairly straightforward. Obviously, we would recommend applying through one of our partners like Kanan, somebody who knows and trusts us. The process is that you have to meet the admission requirements. The counselor team at Kanan knows what our requirements are. It does vary from program to program. But you submit your application with all of your documents. You have to meet a certain standard, of course. You need a valid passport. Normally, there's a $100 application fee, which is currently being waived. So anyone looking to apply to the fall intake between now and June 1st will have a free application. You get your application in, you make your payment, and then the college will apply for the provincial attestation letter for the student. Once you receive that, you can apply for your visa.
Great. And being Indian students always concerned about the English proficiency examination like IELTS, PT, and many other examinations. So what do you suggest whenever so many international students from India came to the St. Lawrence College? So would you like to give some advice to those Indian students regarding this English proficiency examination?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would say is that don't study just for the sake of studying, but study because you really mean it, that you want to learn and gain something from it, because it's going to benefit you when you're finally studying in Canada. We accept the big English tests, such as IELTS, which Canada, I know that you guys do coaching for tests like those. We do require that all students apply through the SDS visa process, the student direct visa, which does mean that there are specific English language proficiency tests you have to take, such as IELTS. Generally speaking, for undergraduate programs, you need an overall of a 6.0 with no band below 5.5. For postgraduate and degree programs, you typically need a 6.5 overall with no band below 6.0.
And what kind of hands-on experience or industrial partnership kind of program you are offering and the co-op opportunity for the international student?
I would say, so as a public college, obviously our priority is delivering a practical, hands-on type of education experience. About 50% of our programs, perhaps a little bit more, will offer what's called an internship or a placement, similar to a co-op. Some of these will be paid, some of them will be unpaid, but it is part of your curriculum, meaning you are still a full-time student. And then in your final year of study, normally the last 1 or 2 semesters, you will have to do a placement as part of your studies. So you're going to work, but you're also still going to your classes during the week. You're gaining that hands-on experience, which prepares you for the career afterwards. And don't forget that you can, of course, also work part-time hours, up to 24 hours, while you're a full-time student, in addition to any placement or co-op that you're doing.
Definitely, we all are Indian, and Indian are more concerned about the scholarships, right? So, is there any scholarships available for the Indian students, or largely for the international students?
There are, of course.
Yeah.
You have to compete for scholarships, so they're not handed out. The process is quite straightforward. Once you've been accepted into the college, you're welcome to apply for a scholarship. All of the details are on our website. Scholarship amounts will range. You can qualify for multiple scholarships. It depends on the quality of your application. It's not going to be something that you would rely upon to cover the cost of your tuition, but it would be an added benefit for you that's applied against the tuition that you would be owing.
So Canada is known for the inclusive community. So what kind of steps have been taken by the St. Lawrence College to support this inclusive community for the international students?
One of the biggest things we did about 1.5 years ago was that we dissolved the disparity between international offices and domestic offices. So international and then Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Because at St. Lawrence College, every student is a St. Lawrence College student. It doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
Yes, international students may have some different requirements, and we do offer full services for those, such as housing departments, career services departments, but those things are also available to domestic or Canadian students. So from that respect, everything that a Canadian student would have access to, so does an international student. The only difference is that international students have additional resources, such as assistance with visa renewal and things like that.
Okay. So what other kind of facilities will you provide to the international student, especially who's come from the India?
Well, we have tutoring services, which are included as part of your ancillary fees that you pay. So part of your total tuition that you pay to the college. So those are basically free once you're on campus. If you need help with math or with English or anything like that, we have a department that's there to assist. We have a state-of-the-art gym in our Kingston campus. It's a beautiful weight room, a beautiful gymnasium where you can, go and play basketball, volleyball, badminton, whatever it is you want. I've even seen people playing cricket in there. Yeah. We do have a cricket team, by the way, which was recently established, which is awesome. And just based on where we're located, our communities are student-friendly cities. Last year, Kingston was ranked as the best student city in Canada. Cornwall and Brockville, which are our other 2 campuses, are slightly smaller, but they're very welcoming to international students. And in fact, we need international students to help get the jobs on campus, off campus, to help support the Canadian economy.
Yeah, so job is always a concern for the international student. So how you help an international student to get a job? What kind of placement services available at St. Lawrence College?
Sure. Well, there's 2 ways of looking at it. The one is that, of course, many of the programs have the placement as part of the curriculum, right? Which is going to prepare you for that time when you transition into a career. But the Career Services Department is also available to everybody. They'll help build your resume, a Canadian-style resume. They'll help you prepare for an interview. And they post jobs constantly. So they have a job board that's live. Every day it's updated for on-campus and off-campus jobs, part-time, full-time, whatever it is you're looking for.
Yeah. So being an Indian, we always say that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is a small village. So how does St. Lawrence College prepare international student and particularly Indian student for the global market, particularly for the Canadian global market?
Well, coaching is part of the classroom experience. Your faculty, especially because you'll get a very close to one-to-one relationship with that faculty member who's going to know who you are.
Yeah.
These are industry-connected professionals.
Yeah.
They know what the Canadian climate is like for jobs, what the
Yeah.
job market is like, what's needed and what's not. And they'll help to build your character and change behaviors that might need to adapt. But the thing is, with international students, there's a lot of benefit that you bring, value that you bring, that Canadians might not have because you have a different mindset. So you're coming to study in a Canadian setting, you take on the different mindsets from the Canada point of view, and then you combine the two and use those as the foundation for when you go out for your job search.
Yeah. So accommodation is a biggest problem that we are discussing in India. So definitely Canadian government doing a fantastic job in housing, but what kind of facilities provided by the St. Lawrence College for the international student?
So one of the purposes behind the provincial attestation letter is that it forces the institution to basically guarantee that there will be accommodations available for students. And as a designated learning institution, we are one of those institutions. So housing is widely available. We have a housing department that's there to assist both with off and on campus housing. We have residence buildings on all 3 campuses. If you're going to apply for one of those, you need to do it early because they always fill up. But off-campus housing is a very popular means for accommodations for Indian students in particular. So I would rely first on your agency, such as Kanan, to help you find that resource, the housing department at the college, but also friends and family who you might know in the areas who can assist with that for sure.
Okay. And after completing the study, most of the international students are eligible for the 3 years of postgraduate work permit. And after completing the study, what is the job opportunity in Canada?
So the post-graduation work permit will depend on the length of study that you've done.
Yeah.
It's usually reflective of the amount of years that you studied, right?
Yeah.
But the process, and us as a public institution, technically you are eligible upon graduation to apply for that work permit. So you do that, you get your post-graduation work permit, you enter into the workforce. Many of our programs have a 100% employment rate within 6 months of graduating. But what I want to certainly drive home, it's important to know that getting a job is not as easy as just going out there and taking it. You have to work hard for it. You have to be motivated for it. And that applies to absolutely everybody, whether you're international or Canadian. You have to show and demonstrate the skills to be able to do the job. And that's exactly what college is preparing you for.
Absolutely. And the college is known for the practical kind of experience that in Indian education system, we mostly focus on theoretical part, where in the Canadian education system, they're focusing on the practical part. So what kind of advice would you like to give to the international students who are planning to come to the St. Lawrence College?
Well, so there's a lot of different advice that I can give. As a practical institution where you're getting that education that's going to teach you the hands-on skills, it's for career-driven professionals, people who are ready to go out there and find that work. It's not to say that college education is better or not as good as a university education. It's just a different format. It's a different way of learning. Some people prefer purely theoretical, and some people prefer a combination of theoretical and practical. And that's what we offer. So if you're ready for a career, whether you're undergraduate or postgraduate, that's what college is going to prepare you for.
And what kind of essential skill that an international student are required to study in St. Lawrence College? Basic essential skills.
Well, I mean, you certainly have to, you'll develop skills as you go, right? Because in some cases you're coming out of your 12th class and you're a young adult. And for those types of students, you're going to learn very quickly the responsibility of living on your own, first of all, cooking, cleaning, doing this kind of stuff. Time management.
Yeah.
In Canada, you have to arrive early. If you don't arrive early, you're late. That's the way it works. Professors will close their door at exactly on time, and they might not let you in. It depends on the classroom. So you have to arrive early, preparedness, and certainly just growing up and taking responsibility for yourself, preparing yourself on a day-to-day basis, and developing those professional skills.
So thank you so much, Alex, for sharing the valuable insight and spending your most valuable time with us. So thank you so much, viewer. If you like this episode, then definitely you can share your experience in the comment section. And not only that, you can share this podcast with many of your friends. So thank you so much for again spending your most valuable time, and all the very best for your bright and enlightened future. Thank you so much.